All right, we're gonna come to the top of our mats, and we're gonna start this morning's class standing. So we're gonna stand in our mountain pose, our Tadasana. Allow the feet to find their foundation somewhere underneath the hips. And then begin to take a small bend, just through the knees, just relax. Very small. And then feel the weight of the hips stacked on top of the feet. Let the hands fall by your side, palms face out. And then bring your awareness to the breath. Notice the rise and fall of your shoulders as you inhale and exhale. Big inhales, inviting some energy and some life into our day. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. Big inhales through the nose. And let it go out through the mouth. 2 more like that. And allow the breath to come back to normal. Beginning to flutter the eyes open, or perhaps leaving them closed. We're going to interlace the hands in front of our body, and then press the palms up towards the sky. Inhale to reach the hands further, and then exhale, drop the shoulders. Release any tension from the jaw. Imagining that we're taking a full body yawn here. Really pressing up and out through the hands. Inhale, come up onto the tippy toes. And exhale, lower the heels down. Inhale, come up onto the toes, find your balance. And exhale, release the heels down. Good, 1 more. Inhale, come high on the toes. Stretch a little further. And exhale, release the heels. Keeping the hands where they are. Let's inhale, press up, and then exhale, drop gently over to the left. Big stretch through the right side. Right bicep by the right ear. Inhale through center, and then exhale, gently drop over to the right. Inhale up through center. Let's take 1 more on each side. Maybe finding some more length. Inhale, come back up to center. Release the hands by your side. Close down the eyes for a moment. Notice how the hands feel. Any sensations in the arms, shoulders, all the way down. to the fingertips. Let's take the hands behind the back, interlace them, make a big fist, and then draw the hands up and away from you. Big chest opener. Inhale here, reach the chest open a little bit more, and then exhale, forward fold. Now bend the knees as much as you need. It's early, so take your time. You're gonna be here for a while. Let's release the hands. Just fold over top of those thighs. Inhale to halfway lift, find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Bring the palms to touch overhead. And exhale, draw the hands to heart center. We'll take 2 more forward folds. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Spending 3 breaths here. Really taking our time to get into the back of the legs this morning. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Let the head and neck hang heavy here. Maybe beginning to straighten the legs a little bit more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up, come to stand, palms touch, and exhale. Release the hands by your side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands and step both feet back to the back of the mat. Lower the knees and lower the body onto the ground. Coming all the way down, keep the hands tucked under the shoulders. And then inhale, very light on the hands here, squeezing the glutes and the lower back. Inhale for baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra. And take 3 more, moving with the breath. Inhale to peel the heart away, and exhale to soften. Let's go for 1 more. Inhale, and exhale. Keeping the hands under the shoulders, let's press our way onto all 4s. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. On an inhale, lift the right leg, extend it back, flex the foot so the toes face the ground. And And then exhale, drop it over top of the left foot. Gaze back over the left shoulder. So we're crossing the body and then gazing back. Inhale, lift the leg and then take it over to the right. Plant the toes for a moment. Gaze at the foot. Bring it back over to the left. Feeling that stretch through the side body and only going to where our neck feels comfortable. We don't want to be pushing it there. Extend it back over to the right. Last time. Lift the leg, cross it over the left. Gaze back. Inhale, extend the foot behind you. Holding here. And then bending that right knee. Ground through the right hand. Reach around with the left hand to grab onto the toes of that right foot. Finding our baby tiger. And gently release the foot. Release the hand. Let's take it to the other side. Extend the left leg, flex the toes. Feeling long through that line, right from the neck through the hips, all the way down to the heel. And then crossing the left foot over behind us, gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale to lift it up and make a big arc as you draw it over to the left. Gaze to the left. And then reach it up, cross it over. Gaze back over the right shoulder. Inhale, sweep it up and over to the left. Last time, cross it over and behind you. Gaze back at the foot. Really taking that nice stretch through the left. I feel this in my lower back. You may feel this somewhere else. And really taking our time. And then taking it back over to the left one last time. And extend that left foot back behind you, coming back to our starting position. Bend the knee, ground through the left hand, and then reaching around with the right hand, hooking onto the toes, or that foot. Finding a bit of balance, and then releasing. Okay, and release the foot, release the hand. Let's come back to sit on the heels. Finding our thunderbolt pose. Let the hands rest on top of the thighs. Find that nice tall spine. And then taking the left hand out beside us. Let's inhale, reach up with the right. And then find a side stretch. Right bicep comes beside the ear. Inhale through center, plant the right hand. Extend the left arm up and over. Release the left hand. Finding that spine once again, that nice long line. And then taking a twist, let's take those left hands behind us once again or out to the side. And then reach up with the right arm directly up above us. And then cross that hand behind the left knee or left thigh. Gaze back over the left shoulder. Staying with the breath. And inhale, reach the right arm up as you center the body. Plant the right hand down behind you or beside you. Lift arm extends to the sky. And then exhale, cross it over the right thigh or right knee. Big crack. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And exhale. Let's come forward back onto all fours. Ground through the left hand. And on an inhale, reach the right arm up, opening the body up for a twist to the side. Exhale, thread the needle. Thread the right arm down and underneath that left arm. Come to rest on the right side of the head. You can stay here or you can extend the left fingertips in front of you to the top of the mat. And keeping our hips nice and high. We'll be here for 5 breaths. And taking the left hand back under the shoulder. Let's reverse that movement. Reach the right arm up. And exhale, plant the right hand down. Finding thread the needle on the other side. Let's ground through the right hand. And inhale, twist the body open to the left. Exhale, thread the needle. Left arm comes underneath. Right hand stays where it is, or perhaps reaches to the top of the mat. Every side will be different, and every side will want or need something different. So we talk about balance a lot in yoga, but ultimately we are imbalanced, and so giving more attention to one side might be exactly what we need. We can't be perfectly balanced all the time. We can just do our best. And take the right hand back under the shoulder if you had the fingertips extended. Let's reverse the movement. Inhale, left arm reaches up, open the body, and exhale, plant the hand down. Walk the hands out just a little bit further. Let's go ahead and tuck the toes. Coming into our first downward facing dog. Let's lift the knees an inch or so off the mat. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then extend the tailbone, hips high, or straighten the legs. Now take any movement that feels good here. Walking the feet out. Maybe just slowly lowering the heels. We'll take the next few breaths to just arrive. Down dog might seem quite boring and overused, but it's incredibly effective for so many muscle groups. The nervous system loves it because we send some blood back to the heart. You can breathe here. You can really begin to calm. Let the head hang heavy. And then inhale, rise up onto the toes. Exhale, drop the hips over to the right. So taking a bend through the knees, press evenly through both palms. feel the stretch through the left side. Inhale, come high on the toes. Exhale, drop the heels over to the left. Gazing under the right arm. Take one more on each side. Inhale, come high on the toes. Exhale, drop the heels over to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, drop the heels to the left. Inhale, come high on the toes. Roll the body forward into a plank. Lower the knees. Lower the chin and chest. And then inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Using that strength of the core and shoulders, press your way through tabletop. Tuck the toes and come back to downward facing dog. Gaze toward the fingertips and then walk the hands forward to the top of the mat. Finding a forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Palms touch up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to move into a standing sequence now. So grounding through the right foot. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, take a big step back with the left foot. Finding a high crescent lunge. And our balance. Keep reaching the fingertips nice and high. And then begin to bend into the right knee a little bit more. Inhale, find a bit more depth. And then exhale, turn the back toe to face the long edge of the mat. Open the arms up to a warrior two. Right toes face forward. Gaze is over top of the right fingertips, so you're reaching to the front of the room. Inhale, reach forward a little bit more. And then exhale, reverse your warrior. Reach the right arm up and overhead. Left hand resting lightly on the back leg. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg and then tilting from the hips, find triangle. Right hand reaches for the right shin or the ground. Left hand reaches to the sky. Inhale, rise up with the hands, keep the legs where they are. Exhale, reverse your triangle. Once again, the right arm sweeps overhead. Beautiful. Roll the hands forward. And then go ahead and turn the back toes to the front of the room. So kind of coming back to a high crescent lunge, but that front leg is still straight. Bring the hands to the hips and walk the back foot in as much as you need for the heel to touch. We're going to come into our pyramid pose. So hinging from the hips, begin to tilt the body forward, maybe bringing the hands to the ground, or maybe finding a fold if that's available. Beginning to reach over top of the right leg. Micro bend in the knee, just to avoid locking out. And breathe into the back of the right leg. Plant the hands, bend the right knee. If you have to shift that back foot back a little bit more, just coming through a low lunge. You're going to ground through the left hand and then inhale, reach up with the right. Finding a revolved side lunge. Keep grounding here and choosing to stay here, or perhaps shifting the weight into a side plank. Right foot stacks on top of left. All options. You can lower the bottom knee. Wherever you are, let's come into a high plank. So either rolling the body down to a plank or stepping that right foot back. Lower the knees, lower the chin and chest. Coming to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Press yourself up and back through tabletop. Let's meet in a downward facing dog. Gazing at the fingertips. Let's step, walk, jump, roly-poly to the top of the mat. However you get there. Forward fold. Starting to feel looser through our practice. Giving ourselves time. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold into that space. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. Full breath here. And then inhale, let's reach the arms up. And then take a big step back with the right foot. Finding our high crescent lunge on the other side. Bend into the left knee. Stay nice and high on the top, the ball of that back foot. Building strength through the legs. Inhale, reach and bend a little more. And then exhale, turn the back toes to face the long edge. Open the arms up to a warrior two. Bending into the left knee. Right foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Inhale, reach the left fingertips forward, bend a bit more. And then exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, finding triangle on the other side. We reach forward with the fingertips, hinge from the hips, and right arm extends overhead. Keep breathing into the space, anywhere that you're feeling this. Being fully present with it. Inhale, rise up with the arms. Keep the legs where they are. Exhale, reverse triangle. Right arm rests on the back leg. Left arm sweeps overhead. Inhale, come up to warrior two arms. Keeping that front foot where it is, let's go ahead and lift both arms overhead as we square the hips up with the mat. Stepping the back foot in until that heel touches the ground. Or perhaps it doesn't, that's fine too. But just a little distance where it's a bit more comfortable to begin to hinge forward. Let's take our hands to our hips. Inhale to find length through the spine. And then exhale, lead with the heart. Fold into your pyramid. Hands can come to the mat. And keep that small bend in the left knee just to protect yourself. We want to be engaged, not dumping into our joints. So squeezing the core here, squeezing the thighs. Take the fingertips to the mat if they're not already, and then ground through the right hand. Maybe step the back foot back a little bit more, finding a bend in the front leg. On an inhale, now lift the left arm up, revolved side lunge. Grounding through that right hand. And then staying here, or perhaps finding a side plank, moving slowly. Remember that you're at home, you can practice, you can play. It's comfortable, you're safe there. And wherever you are, let's come into a high plank. So either rolling the body down or stepping that left foot back. Lower the knees, lower the chin and chest. Come onto the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale. Release. Press yourself through tabletop, tucking the toes and meeting in a downward facing dog. On an inhale, step the right foot through all the way to the top of the mat. And then walk the hands to the long edge, turning both feet so that we're facing the long edge of the mat with both toes. We're in a half wide-legged forward fold. Now bring the hands to the hips and then lift the upper body up. Make any adjustments here that you might need. So either heel toeing the feet closer in or further apart. And let's take the hands back to the hips. Finding length through the spine. You're going to lead with the heart. Begin to press the glutes, your seat back as you tilt forward slowly. Moving with lots of control here. Coming to a half lift, that flat back, and then beginning to fold. You can release the hands and release the head. Full breath here. Allowing the neck and the head to really melt. Always making adjustments if it feels good. And then walking the hands over to the left foot. Beautiful stretch through the right side. Maybe grabbing the ankle. And then walking the hands through center. And take them over to the right. Maybe grabbing the right ankle. Or just touching the corners of the mat. And bring the hands back to center. Fold. Allow the hands to be on the ground, either light on the fingertips or on the palms. And then heel toe the feet in. A little bit closer. We're going to find our Yogi Squat. We'll begin to sink the hips down. Bring the palms to touch, press the elbows away, or use the elbows to press the knees away. If the heels don't touch, that's all good. Maybe this is a bit too intense and you want to keep your fingertips here. And just find some movement in the squat. Bending one leg, straightening out the other shin. Anything is welcome here. And then taking the hands to the mat. Let's go ahead and lift the hips, straighten the legs. Walk the hands back to the top of the mat. Step back for a plank. Option to lower down onto the belly and find baby cobra. Or take the chaturanga and find upward facing dog. We're all going to meet in downward facing. Inhale for the back bend of your choice. And exhale. Press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale to roll the body forward. Lower the knees and then sit back on the heels, coming into child's pose. Fingertips extend to the front of the mat. Knees can be wide or directly under the body. Let's find 5 breaths here. And gently roll the body forward. Come through tabletop. Let's cross the legs underneath us, coming into a seat. And extend the left leg in front of us. And then bend the right knee so the right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh. Sit nice and tall. And then exhale. Begin to walk the hands forward, grabbing onto the left shin, ankle, or foot. Taking a fold here. And gently release. Walk the hands back to the body. Let's switch out the legs, extending the right leg, The left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. Inhaling to find length. And then exhaling, walking the hands forward and grabbing onto anything that feels good. Release where you are, walk the hands back into center. Go ahead and extend both legs out in front of you and then scooch the seat forward, bending the knees. Extend the fingertips to the front of the room, coming into boat pose. You're going to lean back on the tailbone, on the seat, and then lift the legs off of the ground. Let's hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lower all the way down onto your back. And when you get there, take a big breath. Foot pose can feel quite challenging. Let's walk those heels in close to the seat once again. Bending both knees, planting the feet. And pressing the palms beside you on the mat. On an inhale, lift the hips, find bridge. Now, option to stay here or interlace the hands underneath you. Walking the shoulder blades together and really pressing up through the pelvis. Keep drawing the knees together. Allow the chin to be nice and tucked into the chest. No strain in the neck. Let's take 2 more big breaths. Gently release the hands and release the hips. Extend both feet up to the sky, keeping the knees bent. We'll come into happy baby, grabbing onto the big toes or the outside edges of the feet. Begin to draw the knees down to the ground. Really opening the hips up manually here. You can rock from side to side. Always remembering to enjoy it. This feeling, the feeling of having done this for yourself before the day's even begun. Let's gently release the feet. Keep the knees bent and then hug the knees in close to the chest. Extend the arms out to a T beside you. And then drop the knees over to the left. Spinal twist. Make sure both shoulder blades are planted on the mat. Inhale, come up through center. And exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Inhale, draw the knees up to center. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Rock and roll from side to side. And then of course, either coming to lie on your back for an extended Shavasana or coming with me. Let's rock and roll up to a seat. And then finding any position that feels comfortable, just to spend 1 minute bathing in this presence, staying with the moment. Wherever you are, let's close down the eyes. And begin to feel the weight of your hips on the mat. Notice all points of contact with the ground. Then bring your awareness to the hands and whatever the hands are touching. Then bring the awareness to the shoulders. Notice where they're sitting. Notice the rise and the fall of your chest with the breath. And bring your awareness to the neck. Become aware of the weight of your head stacked on top. Allowing yourself to take one full breath in and out through the nose. And noticing how present you feel as you focus on that breath, that one inhale and that one exhale. Know that you can come back to this breath at any point during the day, and it will take no more than 5 seconds. Bring the hands to touch at heart center. And as always, to seal our practice, we'll take a gentle bow of gratitude. Thanking ourselves for taking the time. Namaste.